Our next storyteller is a computational biologist in the lab of Dr. Alex Sankoff at Mount Sinai. And before joining Mount Sinai, he trained in evolutionary bioinformatics as a research fellow at IIT Delhi. So he's come a long way to be here, and he thrives on pushing limits, both in science and in other things. Please welcome to the stage, Akhil Kumar! Woo!
All right, let it rip. For years, I pushed the limits of my mind, but my body, I ignored it. Until one day, climbing a single flight of stairs left me breathless. Even my mom agreed I was unfit. So I threw myself back into sports, lost 28 kilos, that is 60 pounds, and rebuilt myself. When I moved to the US, efficiency became everything. Running, something I once hated, seemed like the simplest option. So one day I was listening to this podcast where they mentioned this basic fitness test that everybody should be able to run a distance of 8 miles, no matter the pace. So one impulsive 8-mile attempt later, I was hooked to running. Along my running journey, I joined this Fight Club Vibe run club, aka the Run Cult, and some of you may know about it, I'm not sure. Its leader had massive Instagram following, around 1.5 million people. And like me, he too was new to running. But the challenges he took on were inspiring to me, like trying to run a sub-3-hour marathon within just first 2 months of running. So one day he showed up for our group run after having ran 50K, the perimeter of Manhattan the evening before, and had an insane story to share. I told myself, this is the test of will I need. And I knew deep down that if I go slow enough, I can pull this off. That evening, I was scrolling through Strava, and I came across this post where Central Park Run Club was hosting the exact same ultra a week later. So I immediately signed up. A week later, I ran my first ultra marathon. Funnily enough, it was my first marathon as well. The longest I had ever ran before that was 16 miles, so I apparently doubled the distance in that run. But there was a feeling that I got at the end. I could have gone further. I could have kept pushing. And that feeling, that is what made me hungry and kept on pushing for more, signing up for more ultra marathons. So what started as a test of will became an obsession, taking me from casual jogs to ultra marathons across the New York City's boroughs. And that obsession, that is what led me to July 21st, 2024, the Queen's Perimeter Ultra, a 78.6 miles run, a triple marathon distance run. After just starting running 6 months before. So, yeah. Now, mind you, this was no official race. This was just a friendly, casual monthly ultra marathon for the love of running, or you may say glory as well. And we had our own support crew with us, following us along in the car or bikes for carrying supplies, and we would meet them periodically to refuel and in case of emergencies. So during training, I developed shin splints, which is micro tears in your shin area in the muscles. And now any normal person would take a hint and rest, heal, live to run another day. But no, I wasn't built like that. So I turned to my most reliable friend at the time, science. I scoured the research literature for hacks, anything to outsmart my own body. I tried Epsom salt baths, tibialis raises, anti-inflammatory diet, long sauna and cone plunge sessions, anything. And I also purchased science-backed tools for the race day. KT tape to alleviate the shin splint pain, and magnesium spray and pickle juice to prevent muscle cramping during the run. And for pain management, biofreeze spray and extra strength Tylenols. I was prepared. Then the day before the race day, I went to my friend Zafar, who, by the way, Zafar is the guy who was the organizer of these friendly ultra marathons which we were doing every month. And I went to his place because we were going to start the run from his place at 3 a.m. So I thought it'll be better for me to save commute time and like maximize my sleep. The evening before, after I went there, we did a carb load. And we ate one large cheese pizza pie. Along with that, I also had 2 pints of Ben& Jerry's and drank half a liter of orange juice. Now, as you may have guessed, all that sugar in my system in the evening rendered me completely restless. I couldn't sleep. So after laying down on the air mattress I was provided with for 2.5 hours, I got up, started my morning routine, but there was this one song constantly on loop in my head, a song that will remain like nameless, by the way. The lyrics, the beats, it felt like a prophecy. I told myself, maybe if I'll keep hearing it, I'll start believing it, and maybe it will push me through the 78.6 miles I had no business attempting. So we started our run, not knowing whether I was going to like prove myself right or completely break myself. City still asleep at 3 a.m., runner's headlights slicing through the dark. By mile 3, Zafar, my friend, he started puking. By mile 6, he had puked twice already and was refusing to eat anything. Only thing he could keep down were the electrolytes. Now, you don't have to be an expert in endurance science to know that's a terrible move. And after like a while, the bathroom stop started. Every few miles, he would have to sprint to the nearest restroom. When it became clear that he was struggling, the other runners kept on moving ahead because in ultras, momentum is everything. But no, I stayed because we weren't just running a race. We were in this together. And when my friend is struggling, I don't leave him behind. So I stayed there without question, no second thoughts. I was like standing, waiting for him on the road, like hot, humid summer air, like blowing across me, and my sweat that was clinging onto my skin fell on the road. The asphalt beneath me radiated the leftover heat from yesterday. It was terrible. But he came back, we started our run. The miles kept on ticking by, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, manageable. The pain was there, but I could push through. And then came mile 40. My shins turned to glass. I couldn't move. But hey, we were prepared for this. So I took out the ace up my sleeve, biofree spray. I emptied the bottle on my shins, like hoping that it'll keep pushing me forward. But every step was a battle. Mind versus the body. And then I turned to my last resort, the mighty extra strength Tylenols. I took 2 of them. It did nothing. So by mile 52, I completely defeated. I crumbled into our support cruise car, and I put my head down, texted in my WhatsApp group, sorry guys, but it's a DNF. The text started pouring in, support, encouragement, sympathy, but I felt disgusted. What was I even sorry for? Was I sorry for stopping? Or was it sympathy that I was seeking? I didn't like how it felt. I put my head down as we drove towards the course where other runners were having like pizza. And I let myself get lost in my friend's conversation. And then I realized the pain had gone. Was this like what the miracle I was hoping for? I didn't think, I acted. Pull over, I said. I got off the car, I started running, this time carrying no supplies, no water bottle, no electrolytes, nothing. And then came in the call. Dude, stop, you're only going to hurt yourself. It was my friends. I told them, I'm fine. They were like, all right, you're an adult, so we can't force you to stop, but as your friends, it was our duty to tell you that you're making a terrible mistake. I hung up. I kept on running. 9 minutes mile pace. I was flying faster than I had run all day, by the way. And then came in the traffic lights. A break I hadn't asked for. And the pain had come back. My breathing was fine, my heart rate steady, but my legs completely useless. They refused to move. I collapsed onto the sidewalk. I looked at my watch, 55 miles. Maybe this is how Messi felt when he was limping off of the field after destroying Real Madrid. spent but proud. The traffic roar blurred into white noise. And then I saw, like down the street, a watermelon vendor. As I was dialing my friends, I called them. I said, "Hey, please come and pick me up. It's official. It's over. Get me." Now it was time. It was time to post my run on Strava before my watch dies. Because guys, let's be real. Strava or it didn't happen. As I was posting my run, a thought came across my mind. Maybe if I hadn't stopped like that frequently, my body cooled down at each stop, my muscles stiffened, and every restart felt like relearning how to run. Maybe I could have pushed further. But in that moment, as I laid there on the sidewalk, legs completely useless, I knew I wouldn't have done anything differently because some things, they matter more than mileage. Then they came to pick me up, and amongst them, apparently all of them had decided, even the runners, to regroup at the point where I had collapsed. And there was this friend who was refusing to eat food all day, Zafar. He too, like me, looked at those watermelons and said, "I feel like I could eat those." And somehow that made me feel everything worth it. I saw him eat those watermelons, and it stayed down, by the way. I went in the car as I watched my friend Zafar run off into the sunset, hoping that those watermelons would just give him enough energy to finish the run. A thought came across my mind. Maybe my run ended at mile 55, but in some other ways, I still had one final impact.
Keep it going for Akhil, everybody.